The next item here I want to focus on is finances, and I'm just going to go do an overview of how I've dealt with going paperless with my finances. So here's how I'm going to tackle going paperless with finances. I'm going to primarily focus on mint.com, which is a way to connect it's an online tool. It also has an app that allows you to connect all your bank accounts, credit cards, etc. to show you your net worth, to track investments, to help you pay bills, to help you budget. Intuit TurboTax, I'm just going to quickly talk about, is a way to do your tax returns. Many people are probably familiar with it, and I've used it for a number of years, and I found it to be a very good tool. Expensify, especially if you have a small business, it's a way to paperlessly keep your receipts. It can even digitally recognize what's actually who the payee was and the vendor and the amount. And it can also sync and link up with QuickBooks if you have a small business. That could be really helpful. Coupons.com, Target, Cartwheel, different store apps. It's a way to be paperless with coupons. I just wanted to quickly highlight that. Online bill pay, deposit on a mobile app of bank. Instead of writing checks all the time, you can pay your bills with online bill pay. You can not have to go to the bank to make deposits. I almost exclusively do that. I think it's really helpful. PayPal, Google Wallet, that's a way to also pay people very securely, and so you don't have to keep cutting checks. Year-end paperless bank and credit card statements. I think this is really helpful come time for your tax return to have your credit card statements in a year-end format showing your expenses at a glance, showing charts. That could also save you from perhaps doing mint.com. Maybe you don't want to link up all your bank accounts and credit card accounts. And the year-end statements are a good summary just to show you how you've spent your money and also help you prepare for your tax return in general. When I'm doing things paperlessly, perhaps because I'm a CPA, I'm trying to focus on doing all this with the tax return in mind. Here's a look again at Marie Kondo's chart for going paperless or dealing with papers in general. She specifically here in terms of finances highlights credit cards statements. She says once you've ensured they're correct, they fulfill their usefulness, throw them away. Like I said, I advocate getting year-end statements and just looking online at activity either through mint.com or paperless statements rather than keeping them. Old checkbooks, I agree. I don't think there's a point to keeping them. I would just probably shred them just for security. And the check registers, I do everything online, so I would not keep the check registers that come in the box. Pay slips, it says use them to figure out how much you earned and then throw them out. I think there is some validity to reviewing them, especially for withholding and garnishments. I have worked in payroll before, and I know that there is human error involved, even with big companies that do payroll. So I think it's good to take a look every now and again, maybe every time you get a payslip. And then, of course, at the end of the year, ensuring that your W-2 is accurate. And again, most of those items can just be downloaded and you can go paperless with them. Okay, so finance apps. Lots of banks, they have an app. And mint.com connects you to all those bank accounts so you can see everything in one place. I'm going to focus on that more in a bit. And as I mentioned, PayPal, even Google Wallet here, can be used to pay friends and family. So I also keep those apps accessible on my phone. I use mint.com right now. I've used programs like YNAB and Microsoft Money, QuickBooks in the small business world, and I think mint.com is really good because it's an Intuit product. Intuit is a really reputable company. They do TurboTax and Quicken and QuickBooks and things like that. Anyway, I don't want to reinvent the wheel. You can go to mint.com, you can do tutorials, you can sign up for free. You link up your bank accounts, whichever ones you want to, bank accounts, credit card, loans, you can put your properties, other valuable assets that you have into mint.com, and it can actually track the net worth and value of investments, and it's helpful, in my opinion, to have everything in one place. And it does it automatically for you. You can do categories, but it also assigns categories, which will save many people the effort of doing that. And so then you can see all of your finances in one place through mint.com. And as I mentioned, there's also an app for that. And now I'm going to get into different items that I scan related to finances. Do you ever get like long disclosure agreements like about your retirement plan or insurance policy? A lot of that you can get electronically, but if it's hard for you to dig around and find it, and even if it's like an oddly shaped document, like say it's folded and stapled, I just take the staples out and then I make sure that it's gonna go through okay, meaning like it's not too like stuck together from being stapled. And then I, if necessary, say it was like a folded big like document, I will cut it in the middle. So say it was like folded, I would cut it down the middle so that way it's just single sheets to go through. And then I just scan the entire document and then I shred it. I have been paperless for a couple years now. It's gotten better with time, definitely. It's been a process. I'm just quickly showing you a couple folders in my Google Drive, and we will get into more details, showing you how I organize my financial data that's electronic, and I really focus on the tax return and what is needed for that. Here you can see the different schedules of the tax return. This is last year's folder. Schedules A, C, and E, retirement in general, income and just different income items, like I put the W-2s and other types of income. And then I do financial statements for our family. And then finally, the tax return downloaded from TurboTax. And I will get into more detail about the Google Drive and how I use it in a future episode.